Hey guys, Reyfar here, and this might be a bit laggy. I don't know, frames. I need to actually look at my computer. I've just been mostly as using it as a user for like a couple months now. So yeah, I need to clean it up. Like I don't have much space on my C drive, which is where this has been saved. So hopefully I don't talk too long. I mean, I'm not planning to. So today I'm going to talk a little bit, or briefly, hopefully, of Tales of the Firebirds, as you see on the super glare on my phone. Maybe if I just do... I need that. And... yeah, that kind of works. I'll put like a proper fucking... a proper image up, and I'll link to the artist's site. It was Deus Ex Moose? Is that his name? I know the guy. I've met the guy a couple of years back when I went to Furdu, and I've got some prints of his. Where is it? Sorry. Boop, boop. Yeah, so the cover artist is by Deus Ex Moose, who's a Melbourne artist. So maybe one of the reasons, I'm pretty sure he has been at Furdu, I just probably didn't recognise him. He's a pretty cool guy. Pretty cool stuff. I think I'm not dreadfully in depth on his background, but yeah. He's actually got an actual website, so I'll be sure to put that in the show notes. And also there's Cat has done some interior art with this as well, like some of the story headers. Yeah. So obviously, for the people that don't know, Tales of the Firebirds, I keep want to say for the Firebirds, makes no sense, is a collection of short stories of characters and side characters from the Forrester universe, more closely tied to obviously like the Devon Lee books and the whole Firebird kind of group of there from it. Mostly characters from the Devon Lee books, but they're all related to the Firebirds team because Dev plays for them, like that. So a couple of them were free. They're on this site, like the first one in it, and then a couple. A couple of them were Patreon exclusive. When he did, as the bonus tier was side stories. Like he was asking people, what do you want to see, or gave like a couple things, and he wrote side stories to do with them. Which I'll go briefly which ones were what. And there's a couple that were new to this anthology. One of them he wrote to get a feel of a character. This is the first time it's being shown publicly. And another one, the last one was specifically written for this. And also it's got every one of the stories that was included in the hardbook editions of the Devon Lee books, like the stories that were written. They were also free as well. That's right. Yeah, they were written when the book sold 1,000 copies or more in the first year. And one of them was this old. It's kind of old. Was like this story he wrote for like a gay erotic football anthology that got in, and I remember I actually got it back in the day, and yeah, he's like all the other stories were a bit naff, and like his one definitely stood out. Like the first story it really laid it on thick with this character really liking this guy's armpits, like really thick, and it's just like so like annoying. Like, is there a story here? Like, there was no kind of, and there was also like there's very little risk, I think, with the characters. Like, they were going to end up fantastic and everything was gonna be awesome. Like, personal life wise, it's just like you're so boring. Coming off a car story. Anyway, I'll get into it. Okay, so the first story in Tales of the Firebirds is Off the Cuff, which is the short story he wrote with Lee. He's at Ketteridge's, I'm pretty sure that's it, the cafe, coffee shop, during his flag days, and he's telling the group this story where he had a run-in with a cop, and had sexual interlude. And it was when he was young, so I think it was I don't know if it gives an age. I think it was like close to like 18 or 19. But I think it was before college, definitely, and after high school, something like that. And yeah, it's actually a really cool story. This one is up on his website, so you can read it there. It was the one to do with the donation drive he did, where he got caught jaywalking, and he spun something off with it to do a donation because I can't remember. I'll link to that if you're interested. But yeah, he wrote this short story, which was like one had a cop in it, and he wrote another one with was it Tarek, the coyote from Green Fairy, Green Lantern. No, Green Fairy, Green Lantern. Yeah, that one was definitely a bit more grim and darker, which I didn't like at first, and then I read it. I think a year ago when I actually enjoyed it a bit more. So my tastes do change. But no, Off the Cuff is actually a lot of fun, and it kind of has a bit of like, it was like, as a reader, you need to make your own decision of whether this character was a cop or if it was all a big show. So, the next story. Okay. Before I go on, also all these stories are set in a timeline chronological order. So like, obviously, so in terms of like the chronological, not when they're written, but when they take place in the first universe. There we go. That's what I want to get at. Next up, we have the Wallet story from Dev's perspective. This one appeared in number 6 or 7. I'm gonna go 7 or 6. One of them. It's around there. I'm not looking it up. But yeah, this is another great story. I really enjoyed it. It's fun to read out too, and yeah, it's just a fun story. Just hearing Charm talk about the whole farce or whatever. It was great. I don't think this one's up, but obviously you can read it here if you can't get your hands on Heat. Probably because it might be expensive because Heat's not ebook, so if you want to read this, that's cool. Totally do. They're all great. But yeah, that one's a lot of fun. It doesn't have one downside is it doesn't have the really cool illustrations by Amon Omega that the Heat version does. So this one I didn't read again when I went through the anthology because I've read it actually a couple months ago now. So the next story is Halftime Entertainment from Jay Cornwell's perspective, which is he was the White Wolf, the Grey Wolf from the it's not Yerbu, is it? Like what? No, the Sabertooths. What? I can't remember. Was it Crystal City of Sabertooths? Is that where they're from? I know it was the Sabertooths, but yeah, it was was he a quarterback? I can't even remember his position. There's the wolf guy that came out during the end of the book before Overtime. Yeah, that guy, and his partner's the elk with the antlers. Anyway, so this story is about them having one of their many and frequent halftime interludes when they actually play together, and it's a really kind of it's a nice frisky story. It's really fun. I quite like it. Yeah, it did appear in that sports anthology years and years ago. I've lost my ebook copy. I can't remember what I bought it through, and I think a couple months ago I was loading all my different ebook readers on my phone, and I couldn't find it there, and I didn't really go looking for it. There is also an illustration by Blotch. I don't know if it's on Kyell's FA. It appeared in Scratches years ago, but I might try and find it because I quite like the illustration that goes along with it. Next story is Blessed by Colin Smith. This one is new. It's only shown in this anthology. This one, I paused. I wouldn't say I stopped, but I paused halfway through because I think I just didn't. I was really fucking sick and tired of Colin's character. I just couldn't stand it. I was just like, oh god, you really are just a fucking jerk. I just, it's a good story because I do like how it explains his perspective and explains certain spoilers later in the Devonley books to do with him. And how that came about. But I just really fucking hate how just judgmental of other people and their lives. It's like I get, he kind of talks himself that it's not his place to change it or to care, but he still judges. At least that's not word to word what it is, but I think I'm leaning too hard on one side. Because I just fucking hate him. But no, I get where he's coming from. This fuckface. But yeah. And then the next story, Sinful, from Penny Smith, his wife's perspective. This one was one of the short stories he did with his Patreon. And I think this was the first one I read, because it was about that time I jumped on Patreon and followed him. And then the next story, I'll get to, I missed. I didn't read it until... Anyway, I'll go on when I get to that. Sinful by Penny Smith. This one actually has a really cool illustration done by Ruckus, which I don't think is public, but maybe it might be out there. If you really want to see it, maybe ask Ruckus which of her menagerie or art packs it was in, and you can purchase that and then you can see it. Or no, I don't think it's up on Kyle's Patreon, so that's probably your best bet, is to ask Ruckus where you'd have to purchase her art pack to see his picture. I might do that, save someone some time. But yeah, Sinful. This one, it's still back when I read it, oh god, it's years ago now. It was just really sad. Just spoilers a little. Is just seeing seeing where Penny wants to improve her relationship with Colin, and Colin's kind of dismissal of it, or I guess you can read from Colin's perspective in the previous story, more his kind of fear of it, which I think is a nice way to look at it. But yeah, it's just it tugs on your heartstrings to be sympathetic for, on the outside of a relationship. You can be diggishly and just scoff and scorn it, and oh, look at those people. as there are some characters in both the blessed and sinful that think that way, and it's easy to judge people like that. And sometimes you need to ground yourself and think about it from their perspective, and it's nice to see these two stories that bring that up. I quite like that about them. And one thing I was going to say is I don't think the original short story ended on such a what's the word? Promising note for Penny, at least. But this copy certainly does. So there's some hope for her, and whether it's, I hope there's their relationship improves, but we might find out more about it in the new Devonley book that's coming out soon. I still have a vested interest in Penny, more so than Colin. So the next story is Slowing Down by Coach Samuelson. Oh no, from Coach Samuelson. He didn't write the story. He's a fictional wolf dude. Also, actually, before I go on, Sinful is actually a nice story, where Kyell gets a chance to talk more about, I guess, the anthropomorphism in terms of seasons and how that affects puberty and a bit more, I guess, in gender roles, and kind of going there. It's nice to step outside the gay bubble in his stories a bit more, and like look into that, which is one thing I need to read Thai game about sooner rather than later, which I still need to order a copy. I'll probably get an ebook just because I couldn't be fucked waiting, and I'll get a print somewhere down the line. So yeah, Slowing Down by Coach Samuelson, from Coach Samuelson's perspective, is it's set shortly after no, it's not. No, it's definitely not Dev's coming out speech. It was oh god, I can't remember. Yeah, okay, you can tell I haven't fucking read this. But so yeah, this was another one that was it came out on the Patreon to do with side characters he wanted to write about. I can't. Hang on, look. I'm gonna do a baddie. I'm gonna read what it was. Oh, this one also appeared in 12 sides. Oh shit! I need to look that up too. Which ones appeared in 12 sides? Okay, so it's set during the time when the rumors were coming out that he was gay. Yeah. So it's yeah. I quite like this one. It's a nice one. You see perspective of Samuelson, and you see a little bit more of oh fuck. Yeah, oh god, how do you pronounce his name? Michelius, the cougar guy. I always love that character. I always want to see more of him. I loved him. Yeah, because I haven't read it fucking a while now. I don't have much to say, but it was cool. I liked it when I did read it. Okay, so the next couple stories are the ones that came out as the bonus stories for selling 1,000 copies or more. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. So the next 5 stories. So yeah. So the first one, this one is in the hardcover of the Out of Position book that was released around the same time as the Isolation Players hardcover. So this one's False Dawn, which is was when Lee went to visit Brian, because of course Brian was in Chin Valley, but didn't visit Dev, and this was before, I think it was the games again to the playoffs. I think that was kind of the plot of Out of Position, and it was during their they were taking time apart because relationship problems or something, as they always do. Yeah, and so it goes in a bit, a little bit why Lee did it, and and then you also see, you actually see a very wounded side of Spotty. Fuck, what's his name? Skunk's name. Brian. That's it. Brian. And where he was at that point in life, and kind of where he still is. As much as he moved on to a degree towards the end of the Devon Lee books, he didn't move that far. It was definitely one of those more early ones that made you more sympathetic to his character. But no, I quite like it. There's a few cool things to do, like Nutricent and some like world building things. It looks pretty cool. I remember about it. The next story is Heart, but from Hal's perspective. This one was when just after the events of Isolation Play and before Divisions, when they're in the owner's box, because they rushed to the hospital on the private jet in Hilltown because Lee beat up Dev's dad. That's right, yeah. And it's from Hal's perspective, and he's just he's kind of internally commenting to himself about Lee and his dad's perspective, Brenly. And it's quite cool. I like it. It's one of the ones I kind of want to go back to because I really love Hal. But it's a nice kind of short one. The next story is Getting to Sleep from Brenly's perspective, which is Lee's father. Because maybe you know these characters, maybe you don't. It's too late now. I'm nearly done. This one I don't remember too strongly. I know I read it when it came out. This was the bonus story that was, it was probably in the hardcover of the Divisions. I can't remember the name of the fourth book. It's blocked on my bookcase because I've got no space. So I've double booked the shelves. Fuck it. Someone will call me out on it. It's in that one. This one is there's a little. It's a little window into the point that Lee's parents were at in their relationship. This was after their divorce. I think. Yeah, it's around the events of the late of. I think it was sometime shortly after Lee came home and they had that big argument, or something happened on TV. There was some instigator, the reason why Eileen called Brenly at 1 or 2 in the morning. But yeah, it's one of the ones I really should have gone back to because feeling a bit sad thinking about it. My memory's not too strong exactly what happened, but no, these are all good stories. Next story is Rest Stop from Argonne's perspective, who's the what was the not Brody? Is it Brody? Oh my god, I'm not sure of the quote unquote more polite term for what Argonne hands around the Firebirds for. Yeah, so it's after spoilers. Deb kicks him out. He's trying to he's making his way back home, and yeah, it's one of those ones that you feel really bad for the kid. Like he's had a rough time. At least from the little he's letting on, and whether that is completely trustworthy, can't be so sure. But I actually, it's one of those ones I really like because I like the insight to his character. For someone that you very much see from the outside, from a very, I guess, fixed perspective, that is Dev's perspective, where he has a very kind of disdain of him. Which is a bit, can't see both sides. Like, Dev's obviously not doesn't want to be receptive of it, and this guy's a bit annoying, but Dev is a bit of a cunt to him. He really is. Next story is More Than a Game from Gerard's perspective, and this was the last bonus story, which was for the 1,000 copies sold of Overtime. And this one, I'm pretty sure it's not in any of the published books. It might be in a new one that's like a reprint, not like a second or third edition. I'm not too sure. You might find it there, but it is on his website, as is the rest of these bonus stories. And this one I actually hadn't read until a couple of days ago, because I think I started reading when it came out, and then I don't know, I didn't finish it for whatever reason. And yeah, it made a lot more. It gave a lot more background to, I guess, the opening of Devon Lee's book and where that opens. Yeah, it's like you feel a little bit. I feel more bad for Gerard over. I forgot his wife's name, and I guess his family's, because of kind of just how I don't want to say clueless, but more unaware of it he is. Like it's not sinking deep, and that's, I think, is truly tragic. And the little that we've seen so far, which is the new Devon Lee book, it's not looking the best, But I mean, I hope things turn out for him. I really do. Because yeah, no, it's a lovely story. And the last story is Contents Under Pressure, from Kodi's perspective, and this one takes, a fair place away from the rest of the stories. I think this one is 7 years after Overtime. We're following up with Kodi, and he's been working at a college as like I wouldn't say, kind of, fuck, what is the actual coach? He has a coaching position. I want to say special teams, but that's not it. I think he's just like an offensive line coach. I think that's the name of it. And I kind of forgot how much of like a real like kind of background character he was until like I kind of got into the story and I was remembering where he was, and I'm like, I really didn't know much about him, and it was really nice to kind of see it. Like, obviously there's the intriguing part where you find out he's a homosexual, and he confides with Lee, and it's not extrapolated on that much, and it's I think it's a perspective we haven't seen in a while that Kyell Gold has written from, because it's obviously it's more of to be kind of clinical of it. It's more of a short story perspective than a novel or novella perspective. It's a very lovely short story. It got it's one of those stories that I've found there's some things I can take away from it, like from what Kodi was thinking in his point in his life. But so he's coach at this college, and he's enjoying himself. He's sailing along. He's a bit. I'm not sure the most polite way to put this. Like, he's happy, but he's still, I guess, looking more so for a relationship or a partner. He's not too sure what he really wants. He's still very much mostly in the closet. Like, he confides in a few people, and he's kind of happy with that. And and so Lee's coming in for pre-planned reasons, and they're coming in for the night to have dinner, and his parents are also coming in, and unfortunately they have to go to dinner together. It's not like the big drama thing. It's just like it's kind of sad and relatable. Just really seeing just, I guess, not the fears, just the worries that Kodi has that you wish you could help me with. It's not like they're not unfound worries, but like or unreasonable. But you definitely emphasize why he has these worries. And I do really like it. I'd like to talk a bit more about it in terms with more spoilers, but I think, for me, because I found it so personal, I'd like to leave it as, not that I can't, I've already coloured it now by saying all that, but, everyone find what they want from it. Actually, one last thing I did want to say about Contents Under Pressure, is that early on there's like this sort of kind of dream/nightmare, like saucy kind of thing. There's this buff otter college student, and he's talking about how he's like just in his underwear, and like it perfectly had in my mind's eye imagination vision was like it, this Afro guy was in like K9 style with like the white kind of pecs and really kind of toned and brown furred, and I'm like yeah, I could go for that. But but no, it's also another nice story to see someone's parents from someone else's perspective, and also Lee from someone else's perspective. Because I've talked to a couple of people recently that aren't as keen on Lee and other Kyell Gold characters, and it's a weird kind of, I guess, personal tonal shift to see this character that's not so enamored in Lee's fight as this person has been speaking to me about. And while I disagree in general with this person, but you know, still, you know, I respect where he's coming from, but I just don't, you know, it's not our place to pervade on how someone wants to go about their own sexuality. You know, you can have your own opinions on it, but you can't, you know, you're just as bad if you try and like dictate what they can do when and where as the other people that want to dictate that. So yes, so Tales of the Firebirds is a really cool anthology. So even though a lot of stories can be found elsewhere, like I think I forgot to mention 12 Sides. I probably will, but it might take me like 12 hours to actually put fucking show notes. I think I'll just upload this and then fill out all the shit tomorrow. But yeah, so if you want to see all of my show notes on what was where and all that deets, just give me a moment. I couldn't be fucked doing it tonight. So yeah, so this one is available from Bad Dog Books, mostly. I'm pretty sure it's also available from all the other ebook sites that Kyell Gold does, so like Kobo, Amazon, Playbooks, maybe Apple Store. I don't know. Apple Store's being a real bitch lately from what I'm reading. I'm glad I don't really use any iPhones or anything these days, or iPods. Yeah, so this one, it's self-published. Because I awkwardly had an interaction with one of the guys from Third Planet. What was the fucking stupid joke I was making? It's like, oh, you know, I swear, like, Tales of the Firebirds is like the Schrodinger's publisher for me, where like it is both published by Wolf and Third Planet until I actually check and realise who it's published by. And he's like, he's like, you know, laughing emoticons. It's self-published, and I'm like, fuck. So yeah, it shows me paying attention to that. So yeah, hands. So yeah, I've been Reyfar, and I'll catch you later.